I'm Lindsay, and this is Power to Express. And thank you to Alexis and Jake for putting in their practices here today with us so that they can be our beautiful models. Today's all about feeling good. That's it. I just want to feel good when I come to my mat, and I really needed it this week. So I've been asking a lot of people, what do you need? And what I've heard is hips and shoulders. So without further ado, here is your hip and shoulder awakening class. We'll start on our bellies in this guy. So you'll come to your mat and we'll just thread our arms underneath our chests. Yeah, just like that. I'll let them demonstrate. And what you'll do is just snake and cross the elbows until it feels good. And if that doesn't feel good, come out a little bit. And once you've gotten to something where you just feel a nice stretch somewhere along the shoulders, take a nice big breath in. And exhale to arrive in your practice. You can feel so intimately now in this little cocoon, this ebb and flow of your own personal cadence of breath. It fills from the belly right above the pelvis, in through the midline, the upper ribs, the clavicle bones, and goes all the way back out the same way. Clavicle bones come down, chest comes down, midline comes in, and finally belly deflates. Watch this breath for a couple more rounds. This is really foundational in your practice. It's a big piece of how we make ourselves feel better. No matter if you came to your mat sad or joyful or whatever it was, we're just trying to move that metronome in that healthier direction from wherever we've started. One big way that I like to make myself feel better in my practice is to really pronunciate that exhalation, perhaps even making it a count or two longer than the inhale. Keep that breath. Come through center, untangle the pretzels of the arms. Take a moment, and then let's just go ahead and find knot pose on the second side. So the other arm will come in front, other arm underneath. And it won't be exactly the same recipe because we do things differently on the sides as we live. You'll notice you do a lot of different things with the right arm than the left. Once you've gotten there, a temple or a chin downward, a big breath into the belly, the chest, the clavicles, and all the way back out. What's amazing about this moment right now is that no one else can experience it the way that you experience it. Your genetic makeup, your unique cocktail of hormones and neural wiring, the way that your experiences in life have shaped your understanding of the world, plus how you choose to consciously meet yourself right now. It's this just magical alchemy all coming together in this moment. Before we move out of this side, perhaps you note what your intention is for these next subsequent moments of practice. What is all of this presence, breath, shape, and focus for? Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Layer on the ujjayi sound now. Inhale that victorious breath, viscosity in your throat. Exhale audibly that oceanic sound. As you breathe in, unthread your knot. Keep your ujjayi and three-part yogic breath. Exhale, hands underneath the shoulders. Breathe in, table pose. And exhale, let's round into cat. Push your shoulder blades away from one another. Newly found space. Breathe in, cow. Look up, pinch the shoulder blades back in the opposite direction. Let's take that a couple more times. Exhale, cat. Breathe in and cow. And last time, exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, table pose. Tuck the toes. Breathe in, lifted table. Continue to breathe. Your knees will be just a hover over the mat, and you'll find stability through your shoulders. They hug in close to that midline, and your hips. Feel them almost get smaller as they come in toward midline. You've got it. Head stays up and buoyant in line with the rest of your body. Breathe in. Exhale, table pose. Take all of the weight into your left arm. Breathe in, modified side plank. And exhale, let's just take a quad stretch here at the top. Continue your breath. The closer that I pull my heel in toward my glute, the more I feel. But do know that if your knee says no, perhaps you loosen or just kind of fake it till you make it. Don't even take the bind. Breathe in, modified side plank. Exhale, drop your back foot, reach over your head into a nice rainbow. And it should feel good. Do you guys feel anything here? You can let your head go a little bit. Very nice. Only here for 2 more breaths. Push your bottom hip up into your top hip. Exhale. Inhale, modified side plank. Exhale, table pose. Breathe in, lifted table. Stay to get just a little bit more heat. You've got this. Your navel pulls up in towards center. Feel that grippiness of your fingers down into the mat. You should maybe even start to feel a little party within some parts of your body that shake. That's good. Take a breath in. Exhale, drop your knees. All the weight comes into the other side. Now inhale, modified side plank. And exhale, a little quad stretch here. Continue to breathe. I know lots of people who this doesn't feel very good on their knees. Completely fine not to take the quad stretch here. You could even just kick in towards your glute and take a half bind with the top arm. Exhale. Breathe in, modified side. Exhale, drop your top foot, drop your head, drop your top arm, and just breathe into the side line, the lateral line of the body here. Noticing how you're stable through that kind of warrior 2 back foot. You can push into it. Yes, raise the hips up. Exhale. Breathe in, modified side plank. Exhale, table pose. Breathe in, high plank. Begin to breathe here. Option to even pedal through your knees just a little bit. Bend one and then the other. Pushing back into opposite heel to feel that quad stretch, or excuse me, that calf stretch. And downward facing dog when you're ready. The body is so brilliant, does all of these things on its own, right? When we go to sleep, it breathes for us. We don't have to do that consciously. It brings our body back into homeostasis, whether it's our blood pressure or the pH balance of our blood. And today, we'll just have a conscious partnership with it. How can we help support this brilliant system so that it can work optimally and be a really nice place to enjoy life from? Good. Breathe out. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Continue your breath. Big old stretch. And then shoulders come back the opposite way, all right? Back and away from that front line of body. You might even feel it on the front sides of your hips. Breathe in. Breath out, chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, heels lift. Exhale, forward fold, top of your space. Breathe in, halfway lift. And exhale, forward folds. Breathe in, mountain pose. Let's take a side stretch. Exhale over to one side. Breathe in, nice and tall. Exhale, second side. Breathe in, mountain. And breath out, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Any way that you like it. Breathe in, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. We'll change it up on these last two. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, forward fold, top of mat. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fully forward fold. Breathe in, mountain pose. Exhale, side bend to one side. Inhale, tall. And exhale, other side, opening up. Breath in, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Here's your change. Breathe in, standing split. Left leg comes all the way up. Exhale, low lunge. Let's stretch out our legs, shall we? On your inhale, straighten both legs and just look back in space. As you exhale, lunge forward and down. Back knee to a hover or a kiss. Twice more now. Inhale, stretch. And exhale, sink. Last time, inhale, stretch. And exhale, sink. Plant your left hand down into the ground. Inhale, side plank. Full side plank this time. Breathe. Balance posture. Balance begins. How's the breath? Breathe in to reach taller. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Breathe in, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time through, inhale, elevate your heels. Exhale, teleport to the top of your space. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, mountain pose. And exhale, last time, just a nice side bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, second side. Breath in, Tadasana, mountain pose. And exhale, refold back in half. Breathe in, standing split. Right leg stretches up. Breath out, low lunge. Breath in, straighten sweetly into the legs. Look back. Exhale, lunge down and forward. Two more times at your own pace. Just sensing which tissues really need your love today. I love the cracks and pops. That's usually my MO. Exhale into your lunge. Right hand down. Breathe in. Side plank, Vashisthasana. I have a very grounding practice traditionally. Just feels better in my body. So my gaze is down most of the time. Figure out what serves you, what makes you feel good. Breathe in. Breath out, Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathe in. Breathe out, downward dog. Breathe in, lifted table. Exhale, table pose. Breathe in, spinal balance, right leg, left arm. And stay to breathe here for a moment. I'd like to point out some things alignment wise, and that's that you can have your hands forward like they do, or you could have your hands at heart. What I'd really like is just to feel the stability. Breathe in, exhale, knee to elbow. We'll just do this 3 times to create a little bit of fire here. Inhale, reach really long. Exhale, coil in. Maybe even kiss that knee. Inhale, last time. Exhale, coil in like a tiny gumball. Breathe in, spinal balance. Exhale, left hand down. Breathe in, bend, twist, and open through your right leg. And let's just feel there for a second. Feel into your hip. I even like to straighten it and tap it down in different sides, just kind of sense what's going on there. Breathe in. Exhale, runner's lunge. With a foot at the top of your mat, snake your back knee back in space until you've got enough tension on this front leg that you really feel some opening there. How we doing, you guys? Good? Okay, perfect. I like to tell everyone who comes in here, just take anything that they normally would in the practices. So if you see anybody doing something that looks like it might feel okay, try it on. You can always take it back off if it doesn't work for you. Cool. From here, let's take an active runner's lunge. Back knee is up, foot is on the outside of this hand. Perfect. And we're going to take a little trip. So, right arm snakes under and around right leg. And then just go ahead and post your right hand up to the outside of your right leg. Sense how you're feeling. And then perhaps give me a warrior 2 back leg. You feel your hips now? You can snake in your back foot a little bit or a lot of bit, and then just start to bend and straighten into that front leg a little bit and see what you're working with here. This is a very awkward looking posture. I think it feels pretty good after sitting all week. Awesome. Come back to an active runner's lunge. Exhale. Inhale, airplane wings. And breathe with me. You're not supposed to be good at this at all. We're just learning new ways to be with the body. So we're beginning our balance series right here. Perfect. Breathe in. Exhale, low lunge. Take your foot between your hands. Inhale, full airplane pose. And you can't really see me from head on, so what I'll do is let you see them from a little bit of an angle and just show you from the side that you'll be this really nice capital letter T here, okay? So feel that expansion. And your right leg might be talking to you a little bit. If you need a break, you take a break whenever you need. Breathe in, breath out, right hand to a block or the earth. Breathe in, half moon pose. Continue to breathe. We'll just go ahead and start to stack our hips and open our shoulders. Fire through your back foot, little to no weight in your bottom hand. And if you'd like a little bit more hip and shoulder opening, top hand comes to top ankle for that quad stretch we did earlier. And if you don't fall during this, you're just not human. It's so hard. Go for it here. Breathe in, half moon. Exhale, warrior 2. Very nice. Breathe in, star. And exhale, skandasana to the back of our mat. We'll hang out here. This is a little low for a lot of people, so skater is a great option. Hands on your left knee, and just to come down slightly. There were my cracks and pops. Did you hear that? You're not alone. So I know we have a lot of people that watch from different states, but the majority of you living in Antarctica, the Midwest, like ourselves, you'll notice that this kind of weather can really change the temperament of the tissues. And we don't really care how far we can go in any postures today. We really just want to feel good. So the prep for the big postures is really actually the magic of the practice. Take a breath out. Inhale, crawl forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. We've got a whole other side. Inhale, lifted table. And exhale, table pose. Breathe in, spinal balance. Left leg, right arm. Feel your arm plug back into its socket just slightly. You want to feel that hold. Breathe in. Breath out. Get really small into a ball. Breathe in long like Laffy Taffy. Reach and kick. Exhale into a little gobstopper. Breathe and get long. Exhale, coil in. Is that the last one? Is that 3? Inhale, get long. Exhale, put your right hand down. As you breathe in, just go ahead and start to move through your left side. Start to sense that hip, any bony structure there, any compression. Perhaps you start to notice even neutral sensations. There's some really great science out there right now about how noticing even neutral sensations can aid in pain reduction. So, kind of cool stuff. Breathe in, breath out, runners lunge. Good. Go ahead and snuggle in there. And as we feel the depth that we want to be at from front ankle to back knee, what I'd like you to do is think about where we're going to go with this, and you kind of know by now. So sensing that 85% stretch. And now left arm underneath, put on that backpack. And before we stretch, I'd like to note one other little secret sauce for where we're going. Push your knee into your shoulder and your shoulder back into your knee. You should feel like this magnetic glue. Perfect. On your inhale, just sweetly straighten through the legs. And as you exhale down, let's do that 2 more times. Just inhaling to feel and exhaling. Last time. Breath in. And then breathe out. Let's put on that warrior 2 back leg before we go any farther. All the weight into our left hand this time. Still a little locking mechanism between knee and shoulder. And perhaps even to open up slightly through the chest. Very nice. Okay, let's start our balance. Runner's lunge, airplane wings now. Come into the breath. You've got this. Steady laser-like focus. Oh, I saw the most gorgeous eagle the other day. Bald eagle flying overhead, had such this marriage between focus and serenity in its gaze as it flew. Though I'm not really quite sure how it's still alive with how many degrees it is outside. Breathe in. Exhale, low lunge. Breathe in a full airplane pose. Take your time. And then feel that buoyancy, almost like that eagle, very regal. Almost having that floating quality. Breathe in. Exhale, left hand grounds down. And breathe in. We'll come into our half moon here for just a few breaths. I love this position because when you stack all the way, you fall. So you can't really have a definition of success here. Thank you for the breath, you guys. Breathe in. Exhale, warrior 2. Breathe in, star. And exhale, Skandasana or your skater toward the back of the room. Hands to the ground or heart. If just one thing in the body has any dis-ease or dysfunction, it really kind of dampens the whole experience. So that's why we practice this ankle mobility, this hip mobility, right? This proprioception so we're not falling, hurting ourselves. Exhale. Breathe in, come up toward the top of your mats. And exhale, downward facing dog. Very nice. Breathe in, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to do something just a tiny bit different here. Breathe in, chair. And our first stop is eagle. And let's stand on the right leg, actually. So left leg will come up and over. Left arm under and around. Or just scoop around the scapula. Perfect. Wherever you are, you just lift your elbows out and away. Shoulder protraction. Take a breath out. Breathe in, one-legged mountain. Your left knee lifts. And exhale, right hand to left foot. If it's not there, grab a knee. Really doesn't matter today, right? It's all where you are. And then we're just going to start to push the gas pedal here. That's all we're going to do. Notice how we feel the outer band of tissue. Awesome. Slowly let go. Feet match. Inhale, chair. Exhale, eagle. Second side. Breathe. It's okay to fall out of all of these. I love choosing adventure over perfection. How are we supposed to feel good in our practice when we're constantly beating ourselves down and judging ourselves? No room for it here. Breathe out. Breathe in, single leg mountain. And exhale, left hand, right foot. So this could be a figure four if you wanted it to be. Really, nobody's hips are quite the same. Where I'm taking us today, I just want a little bit of this action. And not only are you going to start to stretch through this outer band of tissue here, but really this big long muscle of the lats down the side of the back. And just one more breath here. Inhale, chair. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. I'll take mine in a tiptoe squat. I don't like to do the work in chair. Really, our only big twist of our practice. So feel that freedom, all of the breath muscles able to open and close at their leisure. You're not holding back anything. Exhale. Breathe in, chair. Exhale, second side. Pause and breathe. Sense the stability of your hips. Really the retraction of your upper shoulder, back and down. Exhale. Breathe in, chair. Exhale, forward, fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, last chaturanga of class. Inhale. And exhale, downward dog. Drop down to your knees now. And I'll demonstrate where we're going. It's one of my favorite postures, but I feel like it's a little much for not having the tools that we need in the studio. A lot of times I like straps or things for people in this posture. So I'm going to actually demonstrate it with my back knee down, and we'll go from there. Okay. From our runner's lunge, and I'll actually do this on the right since this is where I'll cue you from. From runner's lunge, we'll go backpacking again. Right arm snakes and coils under. My right hand will come out pretty far, just so I can stabilize, almost like a side plank. I'll push my shoulder into my knee, and I'll bring my back knee underneath this hip. From here, left hand, right foot, and then I'll just start to play with this little keyhole guy here. Okay, that's it. And you know what? Once upon a time, I think I tore a little something doing this. So perhaps you don't have to straighten all the way. You just kind of look and gander, right? Really sense where you are. Even if it's just pushing the gas pedal, there's a lot going on here. And remember, I said it's not about getting the full posture today, right? It's just about feeling good. So you've already done all the prep. Don't worry about it if you don't get it. Let's try it together. Right foot is forward, right shoulder is under. We post up like we did in our side planks, left hand to right foot. You could have a dish towel. Perhaps you've got some inventive things at home. From here, just to pick up. Oh, that's a lot of strength work. And then to peek. Just a little peek. Perhaps a look up. You're welcome to pause the video, take as much time as you like. I think I'm ready for my other side. Yeah, nice. Okay, left side. And for those of you who are like, oh, this is easy peasy, if you want the full shebang, which I don't really need today, you can take a warrior two back leg instead of this guy. Come inside your left foot, put on your satchel. This leg just snakes up as high as it can. Push your knee into your shoulder into your knee, post up with a wide spread of a left hand. And then with your right knee right underneath your pelvis, right hand on the top of your left foot. Cool. Let's just start to look. Taking little peeks here. Hello. AirPod Pros trying to migrate out of my ears. And when you're done, sensing that you're done, I think I'm done. You guys? Okay, cool. Let's end in a little yogi squat before we get to the outer hips or horse pose legs. You do you. Let the breath settle. And continue to choose to be here. I know at home it can be easy. I know once in a while I'm like, I could be doing something else. I think I'll end this early. Don't end it early. You need this. You'll be so happy that you did, even if it's not feeling great right now, perhaps laying those little seeds in the ground and planting them for feeling good later. Stay with me for just a couple more moments. Let's plop down onto our tailbones. And I'll take whale's tail today, but I hear that doesn't feel very good for men. And for some women too, maybe not as well. When I come onto my back, I'll cross one thigh over the other thigh and then bring my feet up in line with each other, catch the knife edges and pull them back toward my face. Other option is figure four. Okay, so let's go and I'll turn to the side so you can see this. An underhanded grip is really, or an outside grip, so much more beneficial here. Perhaps finding a little fluidity in a rock. And allow the practice to become much more inward now. We've had our playtime. Just to feel what's going on in here, to really observe the internal landscape and play with it before we go back out into our day. Happy baby, your legs up the wall. What do you need today? Not as long of a hold here, just a little reset between the two other hip openers here. Whale's tail or figure four second side. Just remembering that this is a thigh over thigh cross, not a shin cross. And then making sure that you can stay relaxed through the head, neck, and shoulders as you pull your ankles up toward those same shoulders. Kevin Trudeau once said something to the effect of, most people have no idea how good the human body is designed to feel. We've layered so much onto it. We expect so much of it. Perhaps things have happened to us that we have no control over. And these kind of beautiful conscious pauses we take on our mat really just let us make choices about how we can best work with what's here. What are the next choices we want to make for this system we live inside so that we can live vibrantly, be useful, be engaged? For Shavasana, rather, I will cue Supta Baddha Konasana, but you're welcome to take regular Shavasana. But because we are doing lots of shoulders and hips today, that is what we will do. So soles of the feet together, and even to bring a couple of blocks or even pillows underneath your knee. Breathe in. And exhale, release control of the breath. And now I'll bring you out in just a moment. And perhaps the feel-good piece you take out of this practice is that silky smooth breath. Realizing that anytime you start to feel less than good, a nice smoothing of that breath, a full exhale or a handful of full exhales can help us guide back to homeostasis. Consciously name anything from your practice that might serve you in the next day, week, month, year. As you breathe in, reach up, almost visualize it within your hands. And as you exhale, let's just bring that all to heart with such gratitude for this community, this practice. Namaste. Nice job, you guys. Thanks again to Jake and to Alexis. And still thinking about you guys at home. Stick with us. We'll see you very, very soon.